There's been multiple times I've heard in the comments from you guys, why won't Chevy make a hardcore off-roader like the Bronco and the TRX? Well, the time has come. Chevy's finally jumping on that bandwagon and making a full-size off-roader. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of bad news. Before I get started though, I feel like I need to explain the neon shirt. I look like I'm a construction worker, but actually I just got back from the gym. So that's why I look like this. Yeah. Anyway, alright, let's get back into the truck. Nobody cares about my shirt. So there's going to be a Chevy Silverado hardcore off-road version, much like the Raptor and the new Ram TRX. Good news, bad news scenario. Good news is it's coming. That's the good news. Bad news is it's probably not coming until 2022. So we're a little bit out. Chevy has... well, they had plans to bring it out earlier, but now with the whole COVID-19 delays and manufacturing issues and blah, 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 it's been pushed back. So it is coming, and they're saying it's going to be part of the new refresh. Now, all this information is coming from Muscle Car and Trucks. They have exclusive information on this truck, and I've found them to be a very reliable source of information in the past. So I do put a good bit of credibility behind their article and what they're saying about this truck. So this big bad Chevy truck is going to be the Silverado ZR2. Now we obviously know there is a Colorado ZR2, which is an amazing off-road truck. Obviously that is the mid-size category, and since it is such an incredible truck and has been called the mini Raptor, we know Chevy can make a quality off-road truck, one that can handle the beating. Again, if you take the technology from that Colorado ZR2 and just move it into the Silverado ZR2, I'd say it's pretty much a recipe for a pretty fun time. Now, let's talk about the good and the bad about this truck. Good news first, it is going to compete with the Raptor and the TRX. Now, we all know the TRX is getting the Hellcat motor, and the GT500 motor is going into the Raptor, at least for a limited edition. So don't expect the Silverado to keep up with the TRX or the Raptors that are equipped with the GT500 engines, which I don't expect to be a lot of, but there's going to be a few out there. But what you can expect to see in there is the 6.2 liter L87 V8 engine, putting out 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. Now, I don't know if those horsepower and torque numbers are going to be revised by the time this truck comes out, but that is what that engine is putting out to date. It is also going to be matched up with the 10-speed automatic transmission, which is an incredible transmission that was co-developed between GM and Ford. It's been used in multiple different vehicles, from the F-150, the ZL1 Camaro, the Mustang GT, so on and so on. It is a great transmission. Just in case you were hoping there's going to be a Duramax diesel engine under the hood of one of these, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. They say it's a bit too large for this application and it sits too low and it would hinder approach and departure angles, and they don't want to sacrifice that for the diesel engine. Not to mention the extra weight isn't really going to make it that nimble for high-speed off-roading. Now, it's also said that the ZR2 is going to have improved off-road suspension with a new Multimatic DSSV dampers. It's also going to get front and rear lockers, as well as improved approach and departure angles. Now, the one thing I'm wondering with these approach angles is the front of the bumper going to be notched out like the ZR2 Colorado, where basically from staring at it head on, you can see the front tires. I mean, they pretty much cut that whole area out of the front fascia. That is really cool looking, not just from an aesthetic point of view, but it also is very functional when it comes to your approach angles. You can just run that tire right up onto the rocks or objects that you need to climb onto and not worry about that bumper at all. That is a really awesome idea, and frankly, I got a feeling in my gut that tells me we're going to see that on this new ZR2. Now, according to this article that I'm reading, they are saying that the ZR2 Silverado was actually previewed at the 2019 SEMA show under the disguise of the Chad Hall race truck. and that itself was fitted with those new DSSV dampers, a unique suspension, underbody plating, BFG all-terrain tires, and some pretty cool looking graphics. Now, if that's said to be true, this will give us a little bit of an idea of what this truck could look like. Obviously, this isn't going to be the production model because it's still going to be another 2 years before we see it, but I think this will give you an idea as far as ground clearance, height, wheel and tire size, stuff like that. And I kind of like it. The only thing that I'm looking at that I hope is a little bit different is going to be the front fascia. For me, it's a little too much as far as the front bumper where the fog lights are concerned. Like I talked about earlier, I really hope they cut some of that out, expose the front tire a little more, much like the ZR2 Colorado. Maybe lose some of the lower valance to make it come, give you a little more clearance on the bumper, make it a little higher. That's just something I would look for as a change. Let me know down below what you think about that. This truck, as it sits now, looks really cool. But those are the only things I would change, or at least would hope to see a little bit of change in. Now, I did mention that there's not going to be a big supercharged engine in this Silverado, but that's okay because the GT500 engine that's supposed to go in the Raptor, again, is going to be a limited edition. There is going to be a new power boost engine going in that, which is going to be a hybrid assist 3-liter twin turbo V6, which is going to put out about 500 horsepower and 630 or 650 pound-feet of torque. I can't remember the exact specs at this time, but somewhere around there. And there's also rumor, it is not confirmed yet, but there's going to be a non-supercharged version of the Ram TRX. It is spoken of in rumor fashion that they're going to drop a 392 Hemi engine in there, which puts out, as we know, 485 horsepower and right around the same in torque. I think it's 475. I'll have to get back to you on that one, but I think that's where it is. Anyway, so that would actually put the 6.2 liter L87 engine right in the middle of that. It would work out pretty well, and I think that could make it a little bit more of a competitor to the Raptor and the TRX. So, Chevy guys, you're getting your wish, although you're going to have to wait a little bit for it. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the new Silverado ZR2, supposed to be coming out in 2022. Yeah, we got a little bit of time to wait, but I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot more details on the new ZR2 as time progresses, and it'll give you a little more time to save up your money if you want one. So that being said, that's all I got for the Silverado ZR2. Make sure you drop your comments down below on what you think of it. Are you happy Chevy finally is jumping on the bandwagon and trying to go after the Raptor and TRX? Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and if you're interested in any vlogs, I got the GT500 I got big plans for. I've got a couple things I am working on right now, so make sure you got the bell notifications on so you can keep up on all the automotive news and those GT500 vlogs. I'll catch you in the next upload.